catch me on the tier. Dispensa latino. Polenta.
Beach pan seco, flow, yeshpa. Y saludos y respetos. Full blast. That's right, homies. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Staying hydrated. Drink a lot of alcohol. Drink a lot of water. Stay positive, homies. The Sabbath's on the grind. No matter what. No matter what hits you, it's not how you fall, it's how you get up. First and foremost, Glaso Tlamati. Muchas gracias for the view, homies. For those of you who are wondering who this young buck may be, you know.
Wow.
My name is Manny. They call me the Jaguar. Oh. Mucho gusto. Right. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, man. And people that might be going through unfortunate situations, that might need a little lift, a little picker-upper, ching check. Nah, puro pedo. Come on, man. Little smile, little sense of humor, man. You know, don't take life too serious, man. You can't take nothing personal. You laugh at the world, laugh at the game or the struggle, the difficulties, because let me tell you, there's only so much that could happen. What don't kill you makes you stronger. So, with that said, you know the ritual, homies. Kick up your feet, get your pisto ready, little churrito, you know, blaze one for the motherfucking nation. Get ready, because we're going to get into this motherfucking controversy. ¿Entiendes, Mendes? Woo! Wait. So, notorious N-word. Everybody has different point of views. I have mine, which I'm gonna share. And I mean, everybody's just tripping out like, damn, how did this happen? How did this come about? You know, it just, I don't know, where showed up and boom. And it's here to stay. For how long? I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. And once you go to the joint, I'm gonna let you know what's gonna happen to you if you're using that N-word. So, if the shoe fits, homie, you wear it. You still got time. Might be a little confused. You probably didn't get laced up. Probably don't have that glitcha. Maybe you didn't have a father figure or like a man figure at home to teach you a little bit about the culture, a little bit of our estilo, the do's and the don't do's. But hey, that's why we got older camaradas. We got social media now, YouTube. So people like me, you know, and all fucking pedo could come up in here and lace you up, homie. You know, maybe not Cortez, maybe some Jordans. Okay, cool. We could modernize this shit. And I understand, life goes on, things change, life changes, the stilo changes, the trends change, the swag. Call it what you want to call it, homie. Whatever floats your fucking boat. And yeah, call me a fucking dinosaur, a fossil, pinche viejito. Yeah, I'm old school, homie. I was brought up by some of the best, and thanks to these individuals, older homies, you know, we have what we have now. We have respect, good morals, conduct. We gotta always acknowledge and respect those who set those boundaries, those channels, those respectable super stops. Wherever we go, we get that respect, we get that acknowledgement. ¿Me entiendes? this goes back to the fucking viejitos, the old farts, the old dinosaurs you be talking shit about. Never forget where you come from, homie. Respect your elders. Check this out, homie. Once upon a time, the city that I'm from, those of you who know, majority are Latinos, Mexicanos, raza. Got a lot of blacks as well. Much love, much respect to my African American people out there, man. Nothing but respect, man. That's what it's about. Anyhow, I grew up, in Pacoima, where you could have a neighbor that could be African American. So, as a kid, you grow up riding bikes with these other people, these other races. Playing cars, playing baseball, playing catch, playing football. Sometimes, hey, we had our differences, we squabble, real quick, bam. You go your way, my way, cool. Just being neighbors, nothing ever got out of hand. Birthday parties, they came over, I had the carne asada play, exchange birthday wishes, so on and so forth. And it was vice versa. I've heard stories of, maybe I was too young to remember, but I hear stories from my tias, my uncles, and how at one time fucking they had a rumble with the neighbors. The grandma's going at it with the grandma, the tia against the tia, the grandpa against the grandpa. It's all one-on-one, a fair and square fucking little rumble, little melee, whatever you want to call it. We all have differences, hey. We all have our ways, and sometimes, hey, shit gets out of hand, and you gotta get yours, man, But overall, I mean, hey, after those chingazos, man, down the line, the respect was there, and there was a line that you wouldn't cross on both sides, but at least we both understood the word respect. And this is a certain part of Pacoima, because back in the days, from what I hear, and as time went by, the African Americans started pushing more up to Lake Terrace. So that's where you have some other homies that coexist more with these African American families and Mexicans, where some of them, I guess, grew up marrying, a sister or a brother, or dating each other, or being homies, or you have some black African Americans being from Mexican gangs, or Mexicans being from Two Peas in a Bay. I mean, and that's how close they are, where they share the same little projects. So one thing I could say is that back then, that N-word was a no-no. You wouldn't use that word, whether in a nice way or in a negative way. And I grew up on rap, NWA, I grew up on all that. Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, Tupac. And yeah, you hear that, but I mean, that's a word you wouldn't repeat. Any other lyrics, more than welcome to repeat and rehearse, and improvise and flow with. But that word was almost like not real. And as it was, we would get, the older homies would talk shit to us for listening to rap. This and that, and oh, that's garbage. Listen to oldies, and oldies the best. And it's like, wow, in my mind now that I'm older, it's like, well, who sings oldies? Most of them are black artists. So I think that it wasn't a racial thing. It was more like the music. Rap was more like noise to the old school Mexican, or maybe the old fashioned homie, older homie, veterano, or they like more like rock and roll, oldies, rock. Rap was viewed more like noise, like talking all fast, can't even understand what they're saying. So it just fell back on the music, I think. Maybe the transition of oldies and rock. Rap was barely hip hop was making their entrance, their intro into society. So, it was looked down upon, like, why are you trying to be black and woody woo woo? That was a no-no. And I think that's why Chicano rap wasn't as successful when it started, because of homies looking down on rap. Rap, is African American sport. Seeing a homie rap, all cholorado was like, man, where's he from? Man, he ain't a real one. And people seeing, like, if you're rapping, you're not with it. You're not about it. You're not from a real water. You don't live a life. You're just like a studio gangster. That's what a lot of Chicano rappers were labeled as. But hey, little do we know, a lot of homies are with the business. A lot of homies are real. They done time. They've been out there. They've been in the trenches. But, that's how ignorant sometimes we are, man. We just like to assume and go into our little brain, a little mind, a little world, and want to just put people down. So the N-word. Lately, a lot of people have been talking about this subject, where there's a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Latinos using that M-word. Growing up, it was a no-no. It was a word that would get you in trouble as far as with your people, with our gente, and with the African Americans, because that was an insult. I remember growing up, if you weren't black, you can't say that word. Period. Okay. What happened? I don't know. I have my little theory of having a gap in some of these generations where a lot of homies were put away at one time. The 3 strikes came in, gang enhancements, allegations. They were serving time like candy. So for a minute, for a few years, there was the lack of older homies in the local neighborhoods. There was a lack of role models, father figures to guide a lot of these young essays, Mexicans, Latinos, homies, whatever you want to call them. And TV, social media, the movies, music can be a big influence. And I'm not blaming it on music, because like I said, I grew up on hip hop, R&B. I like a little bit of everything, but I never let that influence my vocabulary. Now, I was gone for many years as well, and I mean, I came out and I started noticing all these things, and you know what? I remember catching the chain on my way to reception. I was being escorted. Being in high power, you get escorted by the sheriff's deputies, and they were taking me to a cell. But the last few years that I was in the county, I was high power. So I wasn't in the main line for a while, so I wasn't able to see all the new faces. When you're in the main line, you get to see in the county the homies that are in and out, their style, what's trending, what's out there, what's going on. The little homies lace you up. Going back to this who that escorted me, he started telling me how disrespectful the youngsters were. He was telling me that there was no respect. And even this Hura was like, man, they even act black. I mean, what do you mean? I asked him. What do you mean they act black? Yeah, they always, they keep on saying that N-word. And this and that. And they act like that. Like, come on, man, that wasn't you guys before. You guys need to get out there and lace up these kids. So I remember that really stood in my mind when he was escorting me to my cell. That night I was catching the train to reception. Ever since, I never forgot about that, because look, it was already a spark. It was a little fire already burning, and it now is just wild all over the place. I mean, what's done is done, and like I said, I'm nobody to tell nobody how to dress, how to talk, how to conduct yourself. I mean, shit happens, you know. Fuck. Growing up, look at us. We got it bad from older homies too, because of the big pants we used to wear. You know, big old size 50s, and a lot of veteranos, you know, they were into their hair slicked back, little hairnet. They would wear their pants up to their waist or a little above, you know, and fitted pants. They call us payasos, you know, clowns. Man, look at you, homie. Look like you got shit on your fucking pants. But I was an older homie looking down on the younger generation, which was us growing up. It wouldn't be right comparing that to now what these youngsters are doing. I mean, the tight pants, the skinny jeans, and all that, but the N-word, okay. I mean, back then we weren't acting like other races or embracing a culture or a swag or a estilo that wasn't us. Regardless of our dress code or whatever differences we had with the OGs back then, we were still respecting our people, our culture. However, when you grow up in a community around African Americans, not that it's an excuse or it gives them any justification to use it, but like for example, the homies in Watts, Compton, you know, I done time with a lot of homies, and right away, I mean, you go to a yard and you could right away, you could tell when you meet a homie, like, okay, he's from this area right away. Their swag, their stilo, the way they talk, the way they carry themselves. It's almost like an accent, you know. And the homies from Watts and Compton, they have that little swag, which nothing wrong with it. Gotta only respect that. I got really good with the double S. You know what I mean? I had Sally's from the double S. Big saludos to the homies from the double S, homie Compton and Watts. You know, South Central, Cuba. I understand then, you know, when you grow up around that atmosphere, that environment, that's all you know. I mean, that's you know what I mean, your family, okay, cool. That's the way you were raised, you grew up. I mean, hey, okay, that's more understandable. But when you're from the SGV, from the San Fernando Valley, when you're from East Los, and you're over here using the N-word, my boy, it's like, oh, wow, homie, okay. Now that's, híjole, that's not cool, dog. Like I said, I'm not here to bash it. I'm not here to put nobody down. I'm just here hoping I'm able to open up some eyes when it comes to, you know, using the N-word. It's almost like people that weren't around that environment or grew up like that, it's like, why are you using it now? It's almost like this this person's being fake. Now imagine, how do these African Americans feel when they hear other races use the N-word? I'm sure some don't like it. I'm sure some feel disrespected. Like, okay, this motherfucker's fake. And they know too. They know who's from Compton and Watts. They know what barrios or what communities have, you know, blacks and brown in the same block. They know. So when they hear a motherfucker from the valley or from East Low using the N-word, they're gonna be like, whoa, wait a minute. Nah, you're fake. You're already being fake over here. Example, when I personally have came across African Americans. They meet me right, they start going off with, oh, what's up, Holmes? Oh, firme. Oh, what's up, Bessie? Like, oh man, that shit gets me hot, low key. First and foremost, I feel like you're mocking me now. Second of all, I don't talk like that. Those people that know me, I mess around here and there on these videos. You know what I mean? I get the, I get happy. You know what I mean? I get the little lingo going, but that's not a way of, that's not the way I conduct myself on a professional level, or at work, or even at home with my family. Homies, we gotta put ourselves in their shoes. Like, how do you think they feel when they see you or hear a homie, you know, use that N-word, with their pants, under their cachetes and shit, showing crack. It's like, dude, if it ain't for you, leave it alone, my boy. Who you trying to impress? You trying to fit in? Come on, my boy. You haven't heard that saying? Be yourself. That's the best thing you could do to succeed in any environment. Be yourself. Now, for those of you who are probably saying, nah, shut up, you don't know nothing, you fucking don't fart. Okay. You're out there running around, homie, claiming the fame, committing crime, allegedly. Let me tell you something, homie. Shit gets ugly. No matter how fucking slick you are, we all slip and fall, dog, and we all learn from our mistakes. I don't wish no bad upon nobody, homie. I wish nothing but the best for everybody out there. But if you're out there living la vida loca, as they say, you're bound to end up in the brick house, dog. And let me tell you, you're really about that hood, that barrio, and you wanna you come back home and go to your barrio and keep in touch with your perritos. You're gonna walk the main line, my boy. It's not you. It's not your world. You're in somebody else's world now, and you're gonna follow through, my boy. If not, you're gonna just have to go to a sensitive need yard, because now you're sensitive. Now you cannot program or be around real G's. One of those things that when you go to somebody's house, everybody has their own rules, their own beliefs, their own ways. It's their home, to each his own. When you come to somebody's home, you gotta respect their home. You're gonna mind somebody. And that N-word, my boy, that N-word is frowned upon, huh? That N-word, if you ain't black, shouldn't be in your vocabulary. When you're a guest in the brick house, you conduct yourself a certain way. You're gonna step on toes. You're gonna insult people that been there for years. and you're gonna end up in bad terms, my boy. That's if you man up and take what you have coming, like a true warrior. Some people, their minds, their imagination betrays them even before shit fucking hits the fan. And guess what they do? They seek for help. It's all bad. So I'm just saying, I don't know who you trying to impress out here using the N-word. I don't know who you trying to look cool for. Instagram, TikTok, and all of that. Okay, cool. You're on the street. Dale gas, homie. Do what you do. Well, let me tell you, dog. You're out there running buck wild. You're gonna end up in somebody's house, which is the brick house. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty much that's my conclusion when it comes to the N-word. Now, if you're not black, then you shouldn't be using that word, because that's, and I'm not saying like, oh, don't use it, if not, we'll do. No. Go ahead, do what you do, but you have to think of other people, other races. They might feel disrespected. You ever thought about that? Mainly, bottom line, my boy, it's all about respect. You give to receive it. And look at yourself in the mirror, homie. Look at the color of your skin. Look around you. Your family. Your culture. You come from a very rich, beautiful culture. Who would want to deny that? And I'm not saying to go around and use that word essay and feed a man, Cubo, and no, homie, no. I'm not saying that either, homie. Just be you, be yourself, my boy. That's it. Now, whatever words you choose to use, at the end of the day, that's your pedo, homie. But hey, I tell you what though, at least you could say that, hey, you got to see Manny the Jaguar Paul talk about it in one of his videos. So that seed is planted, homie. It might not grow today, tomorrow, maybe 5 years, 10 years from now. But hey, I'ma go to sleep eat, man, knowing that at least I was able to extend that clecha, that consejo to my raza, to my gente out there. With that said, much love and respect. And ya sabes, my door's open for anything. Animo, homies, don't look like that. That's it. Stay up. Keep your chin up. Much love and respect.
Count time, win, dog.